The worst part wasn't the gnawing emptiness in my stomach, nor the chilling draft worming its way through the boarded-up windows. No, it was the silence. It wasn't the peaceful quiet of a remote cabin, but a suffocating stillness, broken only by the frantic pounding of my own heart. I was trapped alone in the abandoned Blackwood Manor, and the local legend said something wicked resided within its decaying walls. Hey everyone, Mila here. If you love getting spooked while also enjoying a good gaming session, then this channel is for you. I combine my passion for gaming with my love of creepy horror stories, narrating a new one every single day. So, if you're ready for a daily dose of chills and thrills, hit that subscribe button and stick around to the end of this video for the story to continue. Let's dive in. It was all a stupid dare, fueled by cheap beer and bravado. Sarah challenged us to spend a night in the abandoned manor. Legend had it that Blackwood Manor, once a majestic home, was now haunted by the vengeful spirit of its architect, Thomas Blackwood, who died during its construction under mysterious circumstances. Most of us scoffed, but Sarah's unwavering certainty and the promise of a night etched in local lore proved too enticing to resist. We were 5 foolish souls that evening, armed with flashlights and nervous laughter. The dilapidated manor loomed before us, shrouded in the darkness of a late summer night. The ornate wrought iron gate, once a grand entrance, hung crookedly, a rusty reminder of its fallen glory. As we squeezed through, a collective shiver ran through the group. The air seemed to thicken, carrying with it an oppressive sense of unease. Inside, the manor was a labyrinth of dust and shadows. We fumbled through broken furniture, the silence broken only by the creak of floorboards under our hesitant steps. Sarah, ever the ringleader, led us deeper into the decaying heart of the house, her bravado masking a growing nervousness. We reached a grand staircase, its steps worn and uneven, leading upwards. It was then, the first sign. A faint scratching sound, almost indiscernible at first, but undeniable. We froze, straining to hear. The sound came from above, a rhythmic scratching emanating from somewhere on the upper floor. Sarah took a tentative step forward. Probably just an animal, she declared, her voice barely above a whisper. But the look in her eyes betrayed her forced confidence. Against our better judgment, we ascended the creaking steps, the scratching growing louder with each step. We reached a landing adorned with faded portraits that stared down at us with empty eyes. The scratching was now accompanied by a faint whispering, barely audible but chilling nonetheless. Panic began to set in. Sarah's bravado had completely dissolved, replaced by a terrified whimper. We huddled together, our flashlights casting nervous beams into the dusty air. Suddenly, a loud crash from somewhere deeper within the house sent us scrambling back down the stairs. We sprinted towards the front door, but as I reached for the handle, it wouldn't budge. Panic turned to terror as we realized we were locked in. The scratching and whispering intensified, accompanied by the unsettling sound of footsteps on the floor above. We were trapped, prey at the mercy of whatever lurked within the shadows. Hours seemed to stretch into an eternity. We huddled together in the foyer, backs pressed against the cold stone walls, whimpering prayers into the suffocating silence. Then, just as abruptly as it had started, the scratching and whispering ceased. A chilling emptiness filled the air, heavy with anticipation. In the ensuing silence, a figure emerged from the shadows at the top of the stairs. A tall, gaunt man, clothed in tattered rags, his face obscured by darkness. He stood there, unmoving, his presence radiating a malevolent energy. We were paralyzed by fear, unable to scream, unable to even breathe. The figure began to descend the stairs, each step echoing in the oppressive silence. As it drew closer, I caught a glimpse of its face or lack thereof. Where eyes should have been, there were only hollow sockets, radiating an unnatural darkness. A scream tore from my throat, a primal, animalistic sound. The figure stopped a few feet away, its head cocking to the side as if listening intently. My vision began to blur, the edges of the room fading away. The last thing I remember before darkness consumed me was a cold, skeletal hand reaching out towards me. I awoke with a gasp, drenched in sweat, the taste of fear lingering in my mouth. It was morning, sunlight streaming through the boarded-up windows. I scrambled to my feet, my heart pounding against my ribs. The others were gone, the manor eerily silent. I stumbled out of the house, the fresh air a welcome relief. As I reached the gate, I noticed something carved onto the rusty bars, a single word, etched in the metal: trapped. I fled the grounds of Blackwood Manor, the memory of that night forever seared into my mind. I never saw my friends again. The police found no trace of them within the manor, or anywhere else. Whether they were taken by something real, or succumbed to the crushing weight of their fear, remains a chilling mystery. The local legend of Blackwood Manor now holds a new chapter, whispered in hushed tones amongst teenagers seeking thrills. But for me, it was more than just a legend. It was a stark reminder of the night I stared into the abyss, and something stared back. Years have passed, yet the events at Blackwood Manor continue to haunt me. I've moved on, built a life, but the shadows linger at the edges of my mind. Every creak of an old floorboard, every flicker of a light, sends a shiver down my spine. I can still feel the cold hand reaching out, the hollow eyes boring into my soul. The most terrifying part, however, is the nagging suspicion that I wasn't the only one who escaped that night. Sometimes, late at night, I swear I catch a glimpse of a tall, gaunt figure out of the corner of my eye. A figure with hollow sockets where eyes should be, watching me from the shadows. Is it just the remnants of trauma, or is there a part of me, a part that witnessed something truly horrifying, that remains trapped within the decaying walls of Blackwood Manor? The answer, like the fate of my friends, remains shrouded in the chilling silence of the abandoned house. One thing I know for certain, some wounds never truly heal. And some houses, like Blackwood Manor, hold secrets best left undisturbed. Whether it's a vengeful spirit or a manifestation of our deepest fears, the manor serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the shadows, waiting to claim those who dare to trespass.